You ain't gotta settle in. Go places they never been. We go higher, non-stop. Take it to the top, even when the ball drops. My man.
We are basketball.
Team is everything.
We fight till the final moment.
Slow in the corner for the win! Oh! Can you believe it?
These are new beginnings. Time to raise the standard.
Be better than the best.
McKenzie. Oh, beautiful.
10 teams, 1 goal.
Become the champion.
You know, and it's playoff champions. I've seen this in 2 decades.
A new era, a fresh start, a total reset.
We are basketball.
We are basketball.
We are basketball.
We are British basketball.
Lewis throwing it. Oh! And there's our posterizer slapping his head top again. Legion Robertin putting a body.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say that is top 10, maybe number 1.
Welcome back, British Basketball League fans, here to the Virtu Motors Arena for this game between the Newcastle Eagles and the Cheshire Phoenix. Currently, the Eagles leading this one by a slender 4 points. But Zania, let's run through the stats of the first half.
Well, it was all about the three-point shot for the Phoenix. 7 from 21. They are not afraid. They started off hot, but they're shooting at 33%.
Well, of course, very interested to see the Phoenix being just slightly out-rebounded, but 12 assists, as we mentioned, for the Newcastle Eagles. But, you got to pull it down to the fact the full-court pressure from the Newcastle Eagles has been a big difference in this game.
Yeah, and I think also the layups, the easiness. I think the Cheshire Phoenix need to step up their defense. Way too easy for Newcastle to just get to the rim. I like the intensity from the Newcastle Eagles, but they need to run Phoenix off the three-point line.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's go look back now at some of the key plays here from the first half, the story of the half. And so far, as we mentioned, Phoenix coming out like a house on fire, Zania. But Newcastle, their defense adapting very well.
Yeah, they are, but I just think they can do a little bit better and discipline Green, potentially having a foul there. And an exciting game. I knew this was going to be a fun one. They're going back and forth. Johnson is feeling himself, full of swagger, full of confidence. I can't call this game. I said Newcastle at the beginning, just because that they're at home, they're 2-0, they're feeling themselves. But the way the Phoenix love to shoot the three-point shot, they can keep them in the game. Excuse me.
Well, 7 for 21 from the perimeter for the Knicks. I mean, they have been phenomenal. But one thing we've wanted to see is more of this, more transition buckets, trying to get out in the fast break. But this man here, Johnson, 17 points so far for the Newcastle Eagles.
He's playing at a different, level, different intensity. Look there, nearly loses the ball behind the back to Josh Ward-Hibbert. He's really playing wonderful basketball. And, Taj Green, a little bit out of sync, but no doubt in the second half, he loves the third quarter. We'll probably see a high-flying dunk, but we saw this one, Delpeche on the head. That could be a highlight play and a really good first half.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, now we're 10 minutes away from getting to the second half, but at the moment, we're going to leave you some of the cracking highlights from the amazing game last night between the London Lions and the Bristol Flyers. Todd Harris and Queen Azania Stewart, they'll bring you the action.
Deep range 3 there, and that is nothing but net. Hitting the rafters of the copper box. Morgan says enough of this outside stuff. I'll drive and one. Nice drive up and under, and the English. My. Katie Johnson with a beauty. Sharma. Good matchup here. Oh, and he gets the better of Green, who wanted the foul. Referees don't see it that way, and back come the Lions, trailing by 1. The kick out. Morgan's there. Count it.
Fantastic find in the corner.
Beautiful work around the horn. Find the wide open man, and that's how you do it. You do not want to have a turnover and then let the Lions come back and get a final shot. So they race up and quickly to the rim, and that is a nice answer. Lions will now work it around the perimeter. Nelson, cross-court pass. Morgan wide open again. It gets it to fall +1. Solowati thought about the three. He'll drive, kick it down on the side, and that ball is knocked away. Morgan left open for a three. Step back, drains it.
Yeah, and his bench love it, and they stand up and put the 3 points up.
Shot clock at 11, game clock at 15. Drive down the lane and one, and that's exactly what the Flyers did not want to have happen. Deep range three, connects. How about this? We are down to a 10-point game. On the drive, looked like he might have stepped out of bounds, and somehow up and under does Tevin Olesen get that one to drop. Nice give and go, and the throwdown. That is perfectly executed. 98-84, so it'll end up being a 14-point win for the London Lions.
This is the humble abode, but this is, you know, where I'm putting my stuff outside of basketball. For me, it took like a day of editing, and no one would know that like I had to do all these keyframes and like put everything together. So things that you never know, you know, come down the court playing defense or whatever. You're not thinking, oh, like he just spent a couple hours before the game putting together a video. So I took a year off last year to coach. That experience kind of taught me so much that like I've tried to come back now and kind of see the game a bit differently. Being a captain means so much to me. Because I was coaching last year, it's the perfect way to kind of bridge the gap between Coach Andreas and the team. You know, as a player, you think, oh, why is he getting on me? Or why has he done this? Or why has he done that? And like, for me to be able to be like, hey, this is why he did it, and then actually understand and kind of decipher some of the messaging, I think will be huge for us. In my 20 years of basketball, I've never been the captain. So I think it's important for me to kind of take my perception of what I feel like a leader should be. So this year, I wanted to know as much as I can about like, you know, the background stuff.
Here he is.
You all right?
Since Raph's been named captain of Bristol Flyers, he's wanting to learn like a lot more about what goes on behind the scenes at the club. So today he's come down here to the office at Bristol Sport to learn more about the staff, meet some of the team, and learn more what goes on behind the scenes at Bristol Flyers.
Jeff. Yeah, let me see the drill.
Snack, yeah? What do you want? Healthy gains, you know?
You need healthier stuff than this, man. When you're playing, you just think about me. And then when you take like a holistic view, you realize that you're just one piece. And then outside of the team, there's like coach. And outside of the coach, there's like managers, volunteers. Outside of that, is like marketing team and like media team and, you know, ticketing team. Like all of this stuff is all so important. And then outside of that is like fans. So like this year, I've tried to help everybody, like try and reach out to everybody because I understand how important they are to the Flyers. As I get older, because of basketball and because you present yourself the right way and you used it, you're able to kind of take yourself into the next part of life. So, I don't know, without basketball, I don't know where I'll be, but like I'm thankful for it. Hey, what y'all do? You want to do this?
Everyone knows you deserve it. They must be blind like curtains, certain. Anything you got, you've earned it. Sky's the limit, you're so high, it's achievable. Can't stop me, I'm unbeatable. I'm unbeatable. I'm unbeatable.
adrenaline. Go places they never been. We go higher, non-stop. Take it to the top, even when the ball drops. My man.
We are basketball.
Team is everything.
We fight till the final moment.
Slow in the corner for the win. Can you believe it?
These are new beginnings. Time to raise the standard.
Be better than the best.
McKenzie. Oh, beautiful.
10 teams, 1 goal.
Become the champion.
You know, and it's playoff champions. I've seen this in 2 decades.
A new era, a fresh start, a total reset.
We are basketball.
We are basketball.
We are basketball.
Can you believe it?
We are British basketball.
Lewis throwing it. Oh! And there's our posterizer slapping his head top again. Legion Robertin putting a body.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say that is top 10, maybe number 1.
Welcome back, British Basketball League fans, here to the Virtue Motors Arena for this game here between the Newcastle Eagles and the Cheshire Phoenix. Well, hi everybody, I'm your commentator Josh Bett alongside Queen Azania Stewart. And Z, so far, it's been a fantastic game, but at the moment, some other big games have been happening so far here in the British Basketball League.
Listen, it's an exciting Friday night of action. Plymouth, Manchester on the other side. There's the score, got ahead.
Well, they see Plymouth City Patriots leading by a slender 3 points. But at the moment, it's all about Cheshire Phoenix and Newcastle Eagles. Other games going on tomorrow. Surrey Scorchers taking on Sheffield Sharks. Flyers will be hosting the Riders. But a doubleheader between the Patriots and the Sharks on Sunday, followed up by the Knicks and the London Lions. Lions, of course, big victory for them at home against the Bristol Flyers last night, which you covered with Todd Harris.
Yeah, it was a great game. Bristol came out in the first quarter, lights out, and then, you know, they burnt out in the third quarter, but made a run for their money in the fourth and cut it a 25-point lead down to 10, and it was quite an exciting game at the Copper Box.
Well, let's go back to one of the most exciting moments so far here in the first half, and one name comes to mind, and it's all about Del Pesh. I mean, I was almost certain this was a shot, but this man defying the laws of gravity, Azania.
I love this for him. It's like the ball just magneted into his hand, slammed it in, and a real nice play from him. And, you know, I just think he is coming into his own. Like I said, I felt like the first couple of games didn't finish around the rim, but you can see his confidence building. But I think that is with the energy of the Newcastle Eagles. When you're winning, you're feeling good, and I think that's kind of oozing out of all of them. We're seeing Johnson play incredible, and now I think this is going to be Taj Green's third quarter. He's going to go off. I'm calling it from now.
Now, of course, basketball fans, we do have to give a big thank you to one of the best referees in the history of British basketball with EuroLeague and international experience, Richard Stokes, who did clarify with us the 2 charges that we thought should have been called, well, that were called against the Cheshire Knicks, twice with Josh Ward Hibbert. Explain to the viewers exactly why they weren't called, of course.
Yeah, he just said when the ball was, if the defender is in the circle, how did he explain it? He said with
if the offensive player isn't airborne, that was
airborne,
what it was.
Yes. I had him on speed dial at halftime. He hasn't had a look at the plays yet, but it's handy because I was quite adamant that I didn't think it was a charge. But like I said, I am not a referee. I do not own an orange t-shirt or a whistle, and I just learnt that. So I think that's incredible to have him at hand and teaching us the rules. And I've played basketball 20 years.
Well, Green going for the quick move here. The foul is going to be called against the Knicks. So Taj Green will go to the free throw line here for 2 shots. Nice little penetration. He's a very versatile power forward, of course. He likes to put the ball on the floor, likes to get to the rim. Probably one part of his game that could improve is maybe a little bit more consistency in his 3-point shot. But again, he doesn't lack confidence.
But just going back to that charge, why wasn't that one a charge? He was set there early. He had his feet outside of the circle. I'm going to have to dig out my rule book. and just have a look and critique all these things, because I don't want to be too hard on the referees, but I can't distinguish between a solid, he's got his feet, he's outside the circle, he's taken the hit. Why is that not a charge?
That's interesting. My father was used to say to me, you know, when I was training to be a teacher, especially coaching basketball, take referee courses. That's how you learn the game the best way. And again, shout out to Richard Stokes giving us all the information we need, one of the very best in the game. Now Aaron Wright looking for a post-up, kicks out the White. Pump fakes, goes for a tough contested three-pointer. Get an easy offensive board here and a turnaround play. Taj Green doing a good job of keeping them off the offensive boards. Newcastle looking to run away with this one early here in the third quarter, leading by 6 points. Green top of the key now. Hesitates, mid-range, can't get it. The team really able to secure, you know, the big margin that they would have expected. Now White goes in with a Euro step. It's a beautiful move, but he's got to finish that one.
Yeah, he's got to finish that, maybe shoot that with the left.
Johnson's got 17 points. A little bit cold here. The team's trying to get a bit of rhythm going in the third quarter. White misses last one, goes for a step back. At the moment, neither team able to find their identity here on the offense.
Yeah, nobody can really see the ball go through the net.
I don't know if he... Well, ladies and gentlemen, currently the Manchester Giants leading by 1 point at the Plymouth Pavilions against the Plymouth City Patriots. That game going right down to the wire. Dan Routledge and Ann Rowe covering that game live here in the British Basketball League.
Wow, good Friday night of action, and that is going to be a good game. It was a charge.
So they called the charge against Ricky McGill, which is interesting because Skylar White definitely reached in when they called that charge. Stumbling to the ground now, turning it over. Del Pesh going all the way, and a foul is going to be called against Aaron Wright. He wants the jump ball called, but it's going to be 2 free throws here for Del Pesh. Tough one there because Wright does get the ball, but that's a very tough one to call.
Really tough, but the referee should have been in a full sprint to the baseline so he can get a better look at that. I'm going to call that a jump ball, but, you know, I'm being tough. I need to loosen up a little bit on them and be a little bit nicer. Luckily, I'm not playing anymore because they would be refereeing my games and be all over me. But great, you know, steal by Del Pesh, and then the strong move, and then he's on the way to the free throw line.
Del Pesh misses only the 2nd free throw so far in the game here for the Newcastle Eagles, currently shooting 10 for 12 from the charity stripe here this evening. Biggest margin of the game so far, 7-point lead here for the Eagles. It's going to remain Phoenix ball as it comes off the leg of Taj Green. I'm not quite sure he can argue that one. Maybe. But a foul is going to be called off the ball against Ricky McGill. At the moment, Eagles just need to show a little bit of composure here defensively. At the moment, showing a bit of anxiety towards the referees. Have to keep their heads. Right now goes for another 3-point. 3 is up. The 3 is good from Aaron Wright. They just don't stop, do they?
No. I know Mark Schuler's not going to be happy with that. I know that's at the top of Rye's scouting report. There's the 3-point shot. They've shot 24 threes, made 8.
The Eagles looking to respond again, just showing them a taste of their own medicine with the triple in the corner.
This game is going back to back, score for score, but Newcastle with this 7-point lead, just having a little bit of a comfort, you know, cushion, but still a lot of basketball to be played.
Eagles want to remain unbeatable so far here in the British Basketball League. Take inside the paint, is showing a bit of bully basketball, and that's a much better response there from the Knicks.
Yeah, and I like that answer, you know, not always go for the 3, get inside, get a solid look.
Well, they've just called a foul against Aaron Wright there. Again, that is a tough decision there against, but a very, very interesting decision there. But, you know, Aaron Wright making, you know, getting beat originally off the dribble, that's a very, very tough one because he does put his hand out, but I'll say no more.
We'll see if we can get a replay after his free throws. But, you know, I said the referees have been talking about the shooter. They have to be able to land correctly, and they cannot have any, you know, physical contact to their shooting hand or any hand at that, you know, the hand that holds the ball. But anyway, he's gone to the free throw line and misses the second.
Well, here is a replay of Aaron Rye. As we mentioned, getting beat off the dribble, off the closeout. Does recover now. Well, you know what? It does come from the side. There maybe is a bit of contact. I mean, it is a tough one still, though.
That is a tough one. He does a good job recovering because he was about to be embarrassed, but good job for him.
Knicks now looking to chip into deficit. Shifting and shaky, going off the backboard. This guy just putting on a clinic at the moment. I mean, he's looking like magic. LaQuincy Rideau.
How does he do that? That was a wonderful finish from him. We've seen a couple of those.
In the lane now, finding Del Pesh, the offensive board again. The putback, garbage points there. Coming from Taj Green, but going back to that play by LaQuincy Rideau. Looking like LaPenny Hardaway Rideau on that play. Maceo Jack now trying to split the defense.
Green playing tough on look, running the floor, getting rebounds, putbacks.
Again, the Eagles trying to push the tempo, but a bit out of control. Maceo Jack looking like a wide receiver in transition. A good little transition bucket by the Phoenix.
Good answer.
Again, I might start calling LaQuincy Penny from now on, because he looked like Penny Hardaway from the 1995 Orlando Magic.
Well, there we have his fast break points. 14 for Phoenix and 3 for Newcastle Eagles. Josh.
Looking to chip this down now to a one-possession game as Aaron Rye. Nobody going in for an offensive board. Ricky McGill just securing possession here for the Eagles. Green now being put off by the defense. Going for a quick three in transition. It's a good look, but unable to knock that down. Eagles holding on to 2-possession lead. Johnson here with 17. Gill now trying to isolate here for the mid-range. Pulls up for a fadeaway, and again, making it look automatic.
That's pretty from the 15-footer. Lovely move from him.
Team's now just showing a bit of mental fatigue at the moment. Costly turnovers can't be the key thing now. Skylar White, wide open for 3, takes it. Can't get it, but another offensive board for the Knicks. Another kick out, another three-pointer in the corner. 3 is up. No good. McGill saves it. Eagles looking to push this one. Another turnover in transition for the Eagles. Jack going baseline, bit of contact and finishing off the bucket. Love his tenacity whenever he drives down the baseline.
Good answer. There's a turnover count. 12 to the Eagles, 10 for Phoenix. Pretty low, I would say, going into this third quarter.
Time winding down. Ricky with the ball in his hands. Pulls up in the mid. Well, no, doesn't. Almost turns over, gets his ball again. Goes for the fake roll, but can't finish it.
Players going back to back, back and forth.
Ryan made his last 3. But again, can't get this one. Falls to Skylar White. He finishes, and now it's a 2-point ball game. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a short little break here. These two teams are going to talk it over.
Everyone knows you deserve it. They must be blind like curtains, certain. Anything you got, you've earned it. Sky's the limit, just reachable. Look so high, it's achievable. Can't stop me, I'm unbeatable. I'm unbeatable. I'm unbeatable.
Every time they wanna clash, I am unbeatable. Chances running out of stock, and we're running out of clock. My plan was to stop. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable.
been. We go higher, non-stop. Take it to the top, even when the ball drops. My man.
Welcome back, British Basketball League fans here. The Newcastle Eagles, at the moment, been pegged back here from the Cheshire Phoenix, but Zania, it's all about the field goals with inside the rainbow at the moment.
Yeah, you know, the percentage for Newcastle, 51%. They've shot 27 layups, but they've only made 14. But it's kind of scrappy going back and forth. You know, here is a foul. And I just think coming down to the wire as we get in to the last part of this third quarter, rolling to the fourth. Thank you, highlight. And we just see that's an easy foul with the hand on the hip. It's going to be about execution. Can you make these layups? Can you get stops? And I think in Newcastle, you know, just a little bit better at that, but still with Phoenix shooting the books, you know, they're not afraid. They can shoot themselves right back into this game or right out of it. But it's a 3-point game. Nobody's broken away at all this game.
Well, Devin Whitfield currently the free throw line here for the Eagles. The second one to drop in, back to a 4-point deficit with just over 3:15 to go here in the third quarter. Eagles want to remain unbeatable along with the London Lions so far. Foul is going to be called against Jordan Johnson.
Only 3 free throws for Phoenix. They're 2 from 3 because they love the 3-point shot so much. And that's an easy call, just a bit too physical.
Just need to be compacted, trying to get things in the paint. A nice little finish there under the bucket. The Knicks responding perfectly.
Yeah, EJ, good answer by him. Just that little head fake. Got Josh Ward-Hibbert off of his feet.
Kicking out the Whitfield again, who pump fakes. Out of control, turning it over. Knicks have numbers. Well, they go for the three. The three is up. And they've gone cold from the perimeter. Only one so far here in the third. That was made by Arian Wright.
Out of bounds. And I think that is just, you know, prime Cheshire Phoenix. They pull up in transition. They had multiple guys going to the for a layup, excuse me, and they pull up for a 3. That one was the foot out of bounds. But yeah, that's just them. You're right. They live and they die by the 3. A transition, easy layup, and you decide to shoot the 3. I hate that. For me, if I'm playing, I like to have the easy layup.
Well, Larry Austin Jr. trying to attack his former teammates. Can't capitalize, but the Knicks have another opportunity. Maceo Jack goes in with a float, but again, too strong on that. It's almost like the first half when the Eagles were trying to just get right back into it. Just couldn't get over that final margin. Same happening now here. But both teams shooting above 50% from within inside the rainbow. That percentage could go down anytime soon at the moment.
I think so.
White goes for another one. Another 3. Again, good look, but can't finish. Moment, Larry Austin Jr. trying to slow down the tempo, trying to get the Eagles into a patient half-court set. Johnson penetrates. Finds Ward-Hibbert. He tries a 3, it's up, and he's fouled in the process. So Josh will go to the free throw line here for 3 free shots at the charity stripe. The Eagles have made 14 for 16 from the free throw line. You already mentioned only 3 free throws coming for the Knicks, but that's very much evident the way they've played. That's something they need to change if they want to get back in this game.
I don't know. You know, I don't know. I think that's their DNA. That's what they like to do. So I don't know if you're going to change it in a game, or it's just their style. And I think Coach Mark Stu talked about at the top of the game, they found their style of basketball very, very early. But good job by Josh Ward-Hibbert. And this is what I talked about, the Newcastle Eagles running their stuff. Austin Jr. slowed the ball down, make sure they executed, and then they found a wide open Josh Ward-Hibbert, and he got fouled, so he's at the free throw line for 3 shots.
The former London Lion and Leicester Riders players, you know, as we've already mentioned in previous games covering this young man, is that, you know, it's good to see him coming into a team where he has a predominant, you know, go-to player role. You know, he's always been the solid glue player, as we saw, you know, very much for his defensive presence, but it's good to see him finally become that, one of those top options for the Eagles.
Yeah, and I just think he's worked so hard in the off season. He's battled with a few niggling injuries, but I just think it was solid. He's known for his defense, but at the end of last season, especially when London Lions had a fair few injuries, he stepped up along with Mo Solowade. Those were the two clutch players, and so for him to get this job here up in Newcastle, I'm really happy for him.
4-point lead to the Eagles still. Foul is going to be called against Larry Austin Jr. 1:27 to go in the third quarter. Ladies and gentlemen, Azania Stewart, again, it's looking more and more better for the Giants. Currently leading by 10 points against the Plymouth City Patriots. For the record, I did say the Plymouth City Patriots would probably win this game, and I was, well, it's not over yet. Well, Phoenix now looking to chip in the deficit. It goes out of bounds, but that will go back to the Eagles. 1:18 to go here in the third quarter, and Will Neighbor checking back into the game for the home team.
I only said Manchester Giants, I've seen a lot of them this season so far. I think they're a real tough team. They play with a lot of energy and emotion, and I just think it's their time. They haven't won a game yet, and that's why I picked them.
Finding Ward Hibbert on the cross pass. 3 is up in the corner. Back eye can't get it. Big rebound by Maceo Jack. That game being played at the Plymouth Pavilions, just under 6.5 in the fourth quarter. Knicks now with only 6 seconds in. Nowhere to go. Kicks out to Skylar White. Steps out of bounds, another turnover, and again, the Knicks offense, it's almost very predictable, and the Eagles making it very tough for them from the perimeter.
I think the Eagles are doing a wonderful job really protecting the paint, but then running them off, but having that shot clock. Great defense. I know Coach Mark will be very happy with that, and they'll get a look here. And 2 for 1, he says it himself. Thank you. Perfect shot.
Well, if they want the 2 for 1, they do have to be a little bit quicker as Johnson trying to attack him with the Eurostep, goes in. Followed up by Larry Austin Jr., but can't get it. The Eagles scrambling here for second chances. Kicks this one out to Neighbor. Pump fake, step back. Well, had the shot, didn't go for it. Ward Hibbert goes for it. And another offensive board here. And due to the time difference between game and shot clock, Eagles will get the final possession. 5 seconds now here for Johnson. Kicks out, finds Larry Austin, pump fakes, gets it off in time, 3 is up, dagger! And again, he can't, well, is it a 24-second violation?
Back, foot on the line.
Oh no, yeah, you're right. So have a look at the replay here. Yeah, you're right. So the Knicks now will get 1.2 seconds left, but they do have a player down. This could be a bit of a worry inside now for the Cheshire Phoenix. Could be a problem for them, because if you compare the depth of these two teams, Newcastle's bench goes way deeper than the Cheshire Phoenix.
What I do like about Newcastle, I think they're doing a wonderful job of is hitting the boards, getting extra possessions. You saw Austin Jr. get multiple rebounds, and it's so important as we roll into this fourth quarter, as we just deal with this player on the court. That's what's going to win you the game, getting double looks, getting second chances, and Newcastle, I think, will just start to chip away at this. Oh, glad to see that he's got up. Let's have a look. So that's the out of bounds.
So there should be at least 2 seconds left.
Yeah, it's more of EJ. How did he get hurt? I feel like there was nobody around him. Maybe a cramp or don't know. But he's still on the court. No, he's on the bench.
Again, got to make sure he's okay, because he will be influential for the Eagles, or excuse me, for the Phoenix going into the fourth quarter. But last thing they need is a player down at this moment. think you're right, yeah, it does look like a cramp. Those are the worst to get, of course.
Yeah, I said yesterday, actually, we saw another player get a cramp, and you have to wiggle your toes. People don't know this. You've got to wiggle your toes, get the cramp out. We've seen Taj Green, the first game of the season, he caught a massive cramp. Probably eating too many sweets and not enough bananas, maybe.
So you would have got cramps when you were playing the professional game.
I never got a
usually
cramp.
get cramps when I'm doing the dishes at home.
I get a cramp usually in my
real.
sleep, but never in basketball. Hydration, you know, make sure you've got your potassium up.
Well, Ryan looking to go all the way. Goes in with a little floater right at the dying moments of the third quarter. Arian Ryan going coast to coast for the Cheshire Phoenix and punishing the defense of the Newcastle Eagles. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back for the fourth quarter momentarily.
You put the work in, everyone knows you deserve it. They must be blind like curtains, certain anything you got, you've earned it. Sky the limit, you're so high, it's achievable. Can't stop me, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable.
Let's take this thing higher, higher than you ever been. Stand tall like Everest. I mean higher. You ain't gotta settle in. Go places they never been. We go higher, non-stop. Take it to the top, even when the ball drops. My man.
We are basketball.
Team is everything.
We fight till the final moment.
Slow in the corner for the win. Can you believe it?
These are new beginnings. Time to raise the standard.
Be better than the best.
McKenzie. Oh, beautiful.
10 teams, 1 goal.
Become the champion.
You know, and it's playoff champions. Haven't seen this in 2 decades.
We are basketball.
We are basketball.
We are basketball.
Can you believe it?
We are British basketball.
Welcome back, Basel fans, here at the Virtue Motors Arenas. The Newcastle Eagles heading into the fourth quarter with a 2-point lead against the Cheshire Phoenix. Final 10 minutes. Will the Eagles remain unbeatable? Can the Cheshire Phoenix respond after their disappointing home game against the Sheffield Sharks? Currently McGill, Austin Jr., Ward Hibbert, Johnson, and Will Neighbor on the floor. But they're going to have to be big here in the fourth quarter in front of their home crowd. Ryan had that final buck at the end of the third quarter. Dying moments, tying the game up at 56 apiece. And a good start here for the Knicks.
Great start. And they decided to turn down the three and get a nice little jump shot. And good ball movement by Cheshire Phoenix. I like that offense for them.
Well, there you saw the traveling fans making the journey from Ellesmere Port all the way here to the northeast, a beautiful city in the Tyneside. Johnson finding Ward Hibbert, a nice little dump down. Was responding effectively.
I like that two-man game between those two. Josh Ward Hibbert coming in at that baseline, sneaking in. Great layup by him.
Maceo Jack being defended by his former teammate, Larry Austin Jr. Going in the low block now. Tough move away from the basket. Getting his own rebound, though. Trying to go for the mid-range, but again, just can't get his feet under it. He's looking to extend that lead here. Larry Austin Jr. again going straight to the rack, showing no fear whatsoever.
That fifth gear that he just kicks into right there, that step, just gets him to the rim really, really quickly. And wow, that's all I can say about him. He's next level.
So far from second chance points, the Knicks leading that one 2-7 as they go for another deep three-pointer, but can't give it. A foul's been committed. So 3 free throws coming up for Maceo Jack. Again, Zane, we talked about they've only taken 3 free throws so far this evening. And who commits the foul? The former Cheshire Phoenix player. But you mentioned his acceleration. It is terrifying.
Yeah, next level. He just, you know, he decided what he was going to do and gets to it. But then on the other end, the foul, and now they go to the line for 3 shots. I think maybe I need to have a meeting with all these teams and say, hey, boys, guess what the referees are looking for is the, you know, you have to be able to let the offensive player shoot their shot, land safely with lots of space around them, and not be hit anywhere on their body or their shooting hat.
Obviously, the fear, I mean, you know this as well, when you're landing after a jump shot, obviously you want to do is land on someone's foot and roll your ankle because, you know, this is your profession. You know, you need to be healthy week in, week out to play this game.
Yeah, I get why they do it. You know, but they're all over it. It's the emphasis of this season, and also screens. As he buries that last free throw. It's going, I can't call it. I know I said the Eagles, but I just can't call this game. It is going back and forth, and exactly what you want for Friday night's action.
The Eagles holding on to a 1-point lead so far. As you mentioned, it's been very close between these two teams. Neighbor wide open, takes a 3 and responds to perfection with the tray ball.
Yes, Will Neighbor, right down the middle, that little shot fake, and then resets his feet at the 3-point line. Good job.
Johnson just getting deflection there, so goes out of bounds, but it will remain possession back to the Knicks. Ben Thomas, of course, you know, many people had eyes on the Knicks after their big victory on the road against the Lesser Riders, but, you know, they were kind of, you know, brought back, no, I wouldn't say brought back down to reality, but just given a slight reminder of just how competitive this league will be this season. The penetration's made, getting the &1, and he'll go to the free throw line. And a nice response there from the Cheshire Phoenix.
Yeah, sorry, just going back to your point, I thought you're right. They won 110-86 to the Riders, and then, you know, a huge, hard game for versus the Sharks, 70-75. And, you know, they started off well, but you're right. Any time, any game, you have to come ready. You can't lose focus. You can't underestimate any team in this league.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you just saw that next week's big game on Sky Sports between the Caledonia Gladiators and Surrey Scourgers. Also, make sure you watch Inside the Paint on the official YouTube of the British Basketball League. And also, if you are watching us live, more highlights on the YouTube stream as well. But also, with this stream, please hit that like button and also subscribe to the British Basketball League on YouTube and all other social media platforms, please. Well, this is going to be tough now here for both these two teams because every defensive mistake you make, you just allow the other team to build that momentum. For the Eagles, of course, it's big for them. They want to remain unbeatable in front of their home fans.
Well, if they do win, I will clear my throat and start singing I'm Unbeatable. You know that song?
Yes, I like that.
I can't sing to save my life, but I just think Newcastle, you know, they've started so well this season. It's the reason why I said they're at home, but you just can't count Cheshire out of this game, especially how they're just getting plays done right now. See if they can get an answer.
Still a 4-point ball game. Going Arian right, guarded by former Phoenix player Larry Austin Jr. Finds David Olf. Olf goes in, finishes under intense pressure. Big move there by the big man.
They're not going anywhere, Josh. This is a back and forth battle right down to the very end.
Austin Jr. finding Will Neighbor, goes for a Hail Mary 3-pointer. Falling into the hands of Josh Ward-Hibbert. Slight delay in game is going to be called there, I believe.
The shot clock cut out. So was that 10, but then on the clock, our clock on the screen says 7, so I'm going to go with that.
Again, Basel fans, we do apologize if you have heard anything that obviously we do not want our viewers to hear, of course, but again, if you are enjoying the live stream here between the Newcastle Eagles and the Cheshire Phoenix, this game probably going right down to the wire as the officials now, I believe, are just going to go review something.
They're going to go with 8 seconds on the clock.
8 seconds, yep. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is now a 3-point ball game with just over a minute to go at the Pavilions. Manchester Giants do have the ball in their hands. Final bucket there just scored by LVC Dusha.
We get the pleasure to watch 2 games at once, don't we? This is fun action. I hope you guys have got both, maybe your laptop out and your TV on and everything streaming, because both of these games are incredible.
We have a technical that's just been called as Johnson just misses the free throw. It was a bench technical called against the Cheshire Knicks, I think in protest to what they felt probably shouldn't have been 7 seconds on the shot clock, but nonetheless.
Well, Josh, I don't know if it's the pleasure or not, because I've got to pick man of the match, player of the game this evening. I just don't know who it's going to be, especially how great this game is turning out to be.
Well, Neighbor went for another Hail Mary three-pointer. Couldn't get it, but the Knicks are going to get the ball over the half court. It's going to be an 8-second violation. Ken just avoiding it. Right goes up. I think they're going to call the 8-second. Yeah. Well, the Phoenix there came up with the rebound. But again, Newcastle Eagles full-court defense, making it impossible for them to get the ball over the half. And again, it had reached beyond the 8-second violation before they get the ball over. So it's an 8-second violation.
Yep, you have, once the ball comes inbounds, you have 8 seconds to get it over the half court. And referee is having a conversation with BT.
Well, just under 6.5 to go here in the fourth quarter. Eagles now turning it over again. Can the Knicks tie the game up? Good help side defense and another rejection. And again, great defensive play there from the Eagles.
Wonderful defense from both of these teams. I am a defensive gal. I love it. Way to sprint back, look in a full court hustle to try and get the stop, and then the block by Delpesh. Well done by Newcastle to recover.
Follow up there by the Phoenix.
I told you.
Yeah, we're all tied up at 65 apiece, but just a quick thing to go. Legend Robertson currently going to the free throw line in the Plymouth Pavilion. Z gets an +1. They currently lead by 5 points with 49 seconds to go, while we're all tied up here at the Virtue Motors Arena. A bit of anxiety there you can see from the Great Britain head coach, Mark Stoodle. Well, ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts. This game could be going into an overtime here on Friday night. Another Eagles turnover. McGill gets it back, but I think they're going to call foul here against Ricky McGill.
McGill says, "Coach, don't worry. It's fine. I'm good."
That is going to be the 13th foul against Newcastle. Only one more foul to give here in the fourth quarter. Phoenix still only with one team foul.
Coach Mark's, he's a little bit stressed, and you can see it in his face.
It's going to be a big year ahead of him, of course. Turning things around here in Newcastle in the British Basket, but also going into the ENBL. But also, he's got to lead Great Britain in the windows for the Eurobasket qualifiers. A big rebound there from McGill.
Huge rebound. Went up, got that one.
Johnson going all the way. Getting rejected by Maceo Jack. Again, great defensive presence. That's why I like to call him Maceo Jack of all trades for this team. As they would say in Spanish, he said, "No en mi casa, not in my house." But again, this has been the problem here for the Phoenix, because where they were comfortable in the first half, they get closer, but they're just unable to retake the lead in this game.
Yeah, I just think that, you know, having to get stops is so important. They've got to execute these plays, but Taj Green now back in the game. I completely forgot that he was on the bench just waiting to come in. Honestly, this game is really fun to watch. Great basketball, and I just think it's going to be who's going to execute and who's going to get the defensive stops that they need.
Ryan looking for a post-up, guarded by Ricky McGill. It's a tough cross-court pass. Rideau has to force up a tough one. Can't get it. Again, failing to retake the lead. Foul's going to be called here. Again, Taj Green didn't like that from David Olf. Olf, I think, was just trying to be a peacemaker. little bit spicy between those two.
Well, this is what it means to both teams. Obviously, emotions running high. Nobody wants to lose. And I like it, you know, just kind of squaring up, but being good and then just talking about it. Referees are all over it, getting in the way. And there you see Cheshire Phoenix just huddling up. I think that's great teamwork, great leadership. Boys, let's settle the ship. And, you know, it's a tied game, 65-65. It can go any way.
Well, there you can see a 3-point ball game with Taylor Johnson currently at the free throw line. 8.8 seconds to go. Manchester Giants leading 76-73 against Plymouth City Patriots. Mark Studel, of course, as we already mentioned, anxiously looking on. Neither team able to reassert themselves in this one. Any team could take the lead at the moment, but will it be the Eagles or will the Phoenix come up with another defensive play? Looking for a post-up now. Guarded by Maceo Jack. Goes in for the tough one-handed hook. Can't get it. The Phoenix now, for a 4th consecutive time, will have a chance to take the lead. No kicks out. Right, corner, 3. Got it! Big time 3-pointer! And the Phoenix, well, he had his foot on the line, so it's a 2-point shot.
Huge chance that. Oh, he had his foot on the line.
Oh, no, it is a 3, yeah. So it is a 3-pointer.
Yeah.
Graphics team are faking us out on that one. Now, Ricky McGill can't get the mid-range, but the follow-up by Taj Green, unlucky not to get the ad one. That is a huge play. Well, Arian Rye really has been super Rye so far here. Well, you might go shopping at Super Dry. But ladies and gentlemen, we will be back momentarily here as the Phoenix lead this one.
You put the work in, everyone knows you deserve it. They must be blind like curtains, certain anything you got, you've earned it. Sky the limit, lost the heights achievable. Can't stop me, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable.
Every time they wanna clash, I am unbeatable. Chances running out of stop, and we're running out of clock. My plan was gonna stop. I am unbeatable, I am unbeatable.
Let's take this thing higher, higher than you ever been. Stand tall like Everest. I mean higher. You ain't gotta settle in. Go places they never been. We go higher, non-stop. Take it to the top, even when the ball drops. My man.
Welcome back, British Basketball League fans. Newcastle Eagle fans looking very anxious there because Arian Wright, I mean, he is super right. I want to see that on a jacket one day.
Or a t-shirt. And it makes
it's going to be the rival brand here in the UK. It's already established, but I'm going to go with super right because this guy really has been super.
No, really good. And he just knows how to score. Had 17 points against the Sharks and started off the season with 23 points. So it's solid for Cheshire.
Remember, he did play his university basketball in the NCAA at Dartford, along with Johnson, who recently just lost this evening with the Plymouth City Patriots against the Manchester Giants. So your prediction did come true, as now Green fumbles it. Again, the basketball will be coming like a hot tamale out there, but eventually the Phoenix come up with it. again, this is what's going to be exciting about the British Basketball League. You know, if the Phoenix are to win this game, it just shows not only can you be unbeatable, but it's also unpredictable who will win each week.
It really is, and I said that as we see this little stutter step and then Del Pesh just slapping down. Anyone can come up with the win. You have to stay focused. And, you know, I think the prime example is the Cheshire Phoenix. Huge win to start the season, beats the Riders, and then, you know, an upset. They lose to the Sharks, and then tonight, who knows what can happen. There's a lot of basketball, 3 minutes, 41 seconds. A lot can happen, but have enough pieces to potentially steal this win on the road.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the final result at the Pavilions, Manchester Giants win 77-73. And what I find astounding about that, Giants were 4 for 14 from the perimeter and missed 12 free throws, but did out-rebound the City Patriots 46-39. Unbelievable first victory there for the Manchester Giants. Another turnover from the Eagles. 3-on-2. Right, giving this one up. Going in with the Iceman fake roll, but can't finish it. Well, Halloween hasn't come yet, but I think he was trying to be George Gervin on that play.
Yeah, he really needed to take it to the defense. He needs to get the contact and finish at the rim.
Whitfield goes for a deep three, can't get it. Del Pesh trying to battle. Again, the Phoenix fighting with every last bit of energy to prevent the Eagles from getting an offensive board.
Yeah, they're finding ways to get stops.
They have to be disciplined here. Has been spectacular. Goes in for the Euro-Canadian step, if you like, but can't get it. He'll find a green, but another charge. Well, interesting, because that play he was airborne, but once the defender inside the restricted zone. No. Good defense.
And this referee on the baseline called a foul, and the other referee called a charge. Just saying.
You know, what's disappointing about that, you know, could have been a quick transition play for the Eagles, and now they have to come up with another defensive stop.
Yeah.
Plenty of time left in this game.
Yeah, and they're going to call a timeout to talk about it. There is a lot of time, but, you know, you've got to make sure you execute. And I think this is going to come down to the wire. I think Newcastle just going to find ways to score. But it's going to be a fun game. Obviously, Manchester got it done, so my prediction was right there. And then I've said Newcastle, but man, I've really enjoyed calling this game. It's gone back and forth. These are two great coaches, great history with Newcastle. I don't know. I really don't know, but I've really loved the intensity, and we've spoke about the league, how good it is, and, you know, anyone can win on every night, any night.
Well, I'm going to ask you the tough question. Who has been your player of the game so far?
Gosh. I think I'm going to go with Jack if the Phoenix win, and I'm going to go with Johnson if Newcastle win. Yeah, Jordan Johnson if Newcastle wins. So, yeah.
Phenomenal performance of both these two players, but, you know, at the moment, you know, Newcastle don't need heroes. They need to be collective, and they need to be a unit because they want to remain unbeatable. But, you know, they're on the road this week as they head to Lithuania to play against Cholet in the European Northern Basketball League. So they want to take care of business inside domestic as they're going on their first ever European Odyssey.
Yeah, it's a full-on for them, you know, as the European part of the season starts. It's wonderful that more teams in the British Basketball League are playing in Europe. There's 4 teams this year in the league going to Europe, stepping up. But we'll see how they do.
Right, being guarded by Josh Ward-Hibbert. Makes a penetration, getting rejected. Well, Taj Green just given the red light on that one. Trying to go for the lob now, finding Skylar White again. Skylar White, well, Green said no, but White said yes.
Yes.
And now it's a 7-point ball game.
Right on time, Josh, with the buzzer coming.
2 minutes to go here. Ricky McGill going in, missing a layup, but drawing the foul, and he'll go to the free throw line. Well, again, Taj Green, as well as we mentioned, on offense, he likes to give you the green light, but defensively, you just saw in that previous play, he just gave the Cheshire Phoenix the red light. I mean, there's a penetration. He just said in French, "Pas chez moi," not in my house.
But Phoenix do a wonderful job of sticking with the play. Doesn't matter if it's a huge block, who gets the ball. It was Cheshire Phoenix, and they answer back with the layup.
Well, again, big free throws coming up here for Ricky McGill. And again, he has to step up and make these free throws. Can cut it down to a 5-point ball game, but again, he misses. Crucial moments now becoming the enemy here for the Eagles. Larian Wright has been the key X factor offensively here in the second half for the Knicks. Trying to go for the penetration, little floater off the backboard. Larry Austin Jr. with the rebound and draws another foul here against Cheshire, and that's going to be free throws as then now in the penalty.
With this foul, and you know, as they're in the bonus, this means the clock is stopped and they can score. And just off the mark with that layup, Austin Jr. off to the races.
Well, 92 seconds left in the game, but free throws need to be imperative now for the Eagles.
Like you said, the free throws are important, but what's important for Newcastle, they're scoring with the clock, you know, stopped at 1:32. It's important, and they can chip away at this lead.
Well, the Eagles have only missed 5 free throws this evening, but they have taken 25. Time is on the side of the Knicks here. Remember, the Eagles have also put them into penalty. And there's a silly foul. Johnson sending Rideau to the free throw line. And that's costly.
Let's watch this. Just too strong. You can see he's been hitting the weight room and drinking his protein shakes all summer because he just rocks straight through that. And he's going to talk to the referee about it. But Phoenix goes to the free throw line. Both teams in the bonus now over team fouls. You're allowed 5 fouls each quarter, and then after that you head to the free throw line, and for the last minute and 21 seconds both teams now will head to the line.
Well, my apologies on the previous stat. I did say they've taken 25, but the Eagles are now 21 for 27 for the free throw line, while the Cheshire Phoenix currently only 9 out of 11 attempts. But again, make both of these free throws, and it's back to a potential 3 or 2 possession game, depending how the Eagles try to dissect it down on their offense. Again, he misses the first one. The pressure just getting to him.
Yeah, the pressure's on. Crowd. This is where your home crowd comes in. Make as much noise as you can. Put him off. He's missed the first.
Stepping up for the second one, but no problem now. Making it a 5-point ball game. Plenty of time left. Just now 80 seconds to go. Johnson had the 3-pointer, looking to attack here against Skylar White. Hesitation now down the middle. Hangs in the edge, draws another foul. He'll go back to the charity stripe. And a chance now to cut this down to a 3-point ball game. So the foul is on LaQuincy Rideau. Oh, interesting. You look at the top scorers here for the Cheshire Phoenix. You know, you kind of alluded to this earlier. Quiet game here from Maceo Jack, but with 19 points.
Yeah, real silent assassin. And Rideau, that's his 4th foul. But he will stay in the game. And these free throws are so important. And Jordan Johnson, JJ, just rocks up to the line.
What's interesting, he had 17 points in the first half. That's his first point here in the second half.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said as he misses the second.
The Eagles can't foul here. They got to be disciplined. Cheshire just need to take their time, be very patient. Foul will send him to the free throw line. Time winding down here on the shot clock. Rideau now has got to force this one up. That's going to be a 24-second buy. No, got it off in time. But a big rebound by Green. Eagles need to be quick here. Trailing by 4. Larry Austin splits the defense. Goes in the lane. Finishes under pressure. 30 seconds left in the game. Isn't enough time here to try and... I think a foul's been called.
I think the clock, actually. I think the clock.
Oh, no, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, the clock was at 23, and now it's... and actually, Newcastle, that's probably in their favor so they can reset their defense.
Right now it's going to be a total of 7.2 seconds difference. Again, they cannot foul here, trailing by 2 points.
Yeah, the crowd are on their feet. Screaming defense. This is a big, big play for Newcastle Eagles. Can they get the stop? Here we go.
Well, got to get the ball inbound. Fine Aaron Wright. Eagles don't want to foul here. Don't want to send him to the free throw line. He's got to be careful. There's the kick out. Jack penetrates. Goes in. Doesn't get it. They secure the rebound. Got to foul now. Oh, no, it's going to be a jump ball probably. Oh, no.
Crucial rebound there. Newcastle needed that. They got the one tough shot. And he gets his rebound back, Josh.
Wow. Zane, I've got to ask you, looking at that play, did that look like more like a jump ball as opposed to a foul?
Yeah, it looked like a jump ball. But me and the referees probably have already had a lovely day at the office going back and forth. Obviously, we have the pleasure to get the replay, Josh, but as, you know, a human being, the mistakes and things happen at a split second. It happens very, very quickly. And maybe sometimes you're not in the right angle. We get a replay, so we're quite lucky in that part, but they don't. They have to call on the fly, you know, as well as being, you know, under the pump, the pressure, the fans, and maybe a bit of heart rate going up for them as well.
Well, big free throws coming up here for Maceo Jack. Remember, did have that moment in the game where he did step to the free throw line. He has been 3 for 3. That was when he was fouled in the process of shooting the three-pointer in the first half. Make both these free throws, big cushion for the Knicks. Makes the first one, 3-point deficit. Cheshire's only missed 3 free throws this evening. And becomes top scorer so far in this game with 21 points now and a 4-point lead to the Knicks. So the timeout's going to be called here by Mark Studos. His team need to come up with something quick with 9.5 seconds left here in the fourth quarter.
The time isn't on Newcastle's side. 9.5 seconds, obviously enough time. The Phoenix do not want to foul any 3-point shot to send them to the free throw line for a 4-point play. They're going to draw up something here to, I would say, get a 3, or do you go for a quick 2 and then set your defense? You know, this is always depending on the coach. And this is going to be, you know, a crucial 9.5 seconds for Newcastle.
Well, I just wonder here with the amount of shooters he has on the floor, but you know, I've always talked about the depth in this team, especially in the backcourt with players such as Johnson, Ricky McGill, and Larry Austin Jr. It's also find the balance in which is your best backcourt to start games but also finish games.
Yeah, no, you're right. And we said Austin Jr. Was on the bench, but for me, as a starter or not starter, is who finishes the game for me. I never cared if I started the game or not. Was I in the game in the last crucial seconds? That is truly who the coach trusts. Don't get hung up in, oh, I didn't start, or I started. Am I in the game at this moment in time? This is his solid 5. Unless you need, like, you know, shooters, 3-point shooters, then obviously they're not going to be on the bench, right?
I don't know.
But yeah, this is a big moment.
Well, they have advanced the ball, so at this point you have to be very quick, because either way you do have to come up with a big defensive stop. Well, you have to try and get the ball inbound quickly. Well, again, they turn it over. Knicks come up with it. They have numbers here. Going to slow this one down, and ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a count it and one here by LaQuincy Penny Rideau.
Yep, and he says bye-bye. Great defensive stop. They get it done, and then they run the clock out, and then put the cherry on top. Look at this, slows it down.
I think Johnson thought they were going to dribble the ball out, but just made a bit of contact inadvertently, but sending Rideau, I want to call him Penny Rideau from now on, because that first half play where he was just putting on that clinic, the shake and bake from this man, but a much-deserved victory here for the Cheshire Phoenix as he converts a three-point play, 7-point lead to the visitors, and just waves goodbye to all the fans here at the Newcastle Arena. Ladies and gentlemen, Cheshire Phoenix bring the first defeat to the Newcastle Eagles here at the Virtus Motor Arena. What a game it's been, Azania.
Wow, Thomas. Coach Thomas there, he said, yes, let's go. He knows how big this is for his team. His team go 2-1 and give Newcastle Eagles their first L of the season. What an incredible game. What a fun game. Sadly, somebody has to take the loss, but it was about the Phoenix. They executed right there in the last dying moments.
Well, again, not a lot of turnaround here for the Newcastle Eagles, because they will be heading to Lithuania this coming week to play against Cholet in the European Northern Basketball League, but a big victory for the Cheshire Phoenix nonetheless. Larry Ossa Jr. again, I think very disappointed with something that was said by one of his former teammates. So just having a quick discussion with the referees, and I think right now it's just probably need to leave the floor now at this point.
Yeah, but like I said before earlier when we saw it got like tick for tack, this is an emotional game. People want to win. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of, you know, egos, and you're on their home floor, right? You've stolen the win. They'll play each other 3 more times, 1 more at home here, and then they'll go back and play 2 more times. These teams will see each other a lot this season.
Again, it's going to be a lot for him to think about. Remember, it's only his 2nd year coaching professional basketball after that wonderful stint that he had with Great Britain, getting them qualified for the 2022 FIBA Eurobasket. And again, of course, that man there, Darius Defoe, acting like a player assistant coach for this team this season.
Yeah, Defoe, he's obviously rolled his ankle in the first. It was the preseason game, but he is a huge piece missing from this team. And, you know, it'll be interesting to see how Newcastle then, you know, bounce back from this moment. Because when you're winning and you're feeling good, obviously, you know, everything is great. But now adversity has been hit.
Well, again, we're going to now go to Maceo Jack, the player of the game, of course, as we're going to get his thoughts momentarily. Maceo, phenomenal performance from you and your team tonight, but you know, what was the ultimate game plan going into the second half against the Newcastle Eagles?
We just didn't want to go against our identity. You know, we proved it in the first game against Leicester. We went away from it in Sheffield. In this game, we went back to what we know we do best. And we played together, we stayed strong through adversity, and we got the win.
Hi, Jack, it's Azania Stewart here. You guys love the 3-point shot. You guys shot 32 from outside the arc and made 9. When those shots aren't falling for you, what do you guys do? Do you just keep shooting, or what's the game plan for that?
Well, as a shooter myself, I always say keep shooting, but when the shot's not falling, we work on our defense and we make sure we're moving the ball, getting the shots we want, and we know eventually they'll fall. So we relied on our defense tonight, and it worked.
This is a huge win for you on the road. Great momentum going into it. How did you bounce back from that tough loss against the Sharks last game?
We had some tough film sessions, looked inward and realized what we had to improve on. And we had a great week of practice and went out and executed coach's game plan. So just proud of our guys. That was a great win.
Well, Maceo, thank you so much. Congratulations, but also good luck in your next game against the London Lions on Sunday.
Well done.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a look at the statistics now from this game. 80-73 in favor of the visitors, the Cheshire Phoenix. But, you know, you weren't lying. This team, 32 attempt three-pointers tonight.
Yeah, they live and die by it. But, you know, at the end of it, they started getting their layups, you know. But it was their defense. They got stops. They rattled Newcastle. They couldn't get the answers. But this is a massive win on the road. They bounced back, like I said, where they lost to the Sharks. They are 2-1, feeling good, talking their talk, and wave goodbye to Newcastle because they got the dub this evening.
21 turnovers for the Newcastle Eagles. And again, it's about finding that right five that can finish off the game, of course. But, you know, nonetheless, as you mentioned, a phenomenal victory here for the Cheshire Phoenix.
Yeah, great win. Newcastle, I think they're going to have to regroup. You know, like you said, they're going to Europe. They're going to have to get themselves together. But adversity, they were feeling good. They looked good. We saw Johnson skipping, you know, oozing. But can you finish at the end? And they haven't. They're going to have to bounce back.
Well, of course, you know, Newcastle, as we mentioned, you know, there's so much talent in this team. It's just newly put together. But, you know, maybe the good thing for them going into the European Northern Basketball League is finding out which is the right five for them. They've got more games to play, more time to figure it out.
Yeah, that's such a great point. They had Austin on the bench, then he's come off. You know, it's still really early in the season. We're only 3 games in. We go all the way to May, Josh. A lot of answers are going to happen in the next couple of weeks and months.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's go and meet momentarily with the winning coach of the Cheshire Phoenix, Coach Ben Thomas, to get his thoughts on his team's big victory.
Hi,
well, Coach, that's the first time I've seen you smile in a very long time. I think the last time you smiled was in university, but, you know, a big win for your team nonetheless.
Yeah, huge result. You know, this is a good stomping ground for us. We like coming here and getting wins, and, you know, I thought the guys bought into sort of, you know, gritting in, digging in. I mean, we had a lot of open shots. These boys, this Newcastle Eagles, give up the most unguarded catch and shoots in the BBL so far. And, you know, they didn't go down for us, but we stayed aggressive and found a way to win.
Well done, Coach. This is Zania Stewart here. At the end of the game, you said, let's go, great win. You was excited. You know, you bounced back from your loss last game. What were the crucial different things you talked about in film and something that, you know, you brought to this game?
I think against Sheffield, we sort of went away from our offense at times, and we sort of tried to take advantage of mismatches when we probably didn't need to. Whereas today, I thought we sort of let the ball move, find the open man or find the mismatch through the offense, and we got some really good looks. Like I say, we missed a lot of shots as well, but we dug in at both ends of the floor.
Now, Coach, is it going to be like the 2022 British Basketball League Trophy Final on Sunday when you go up against the mighty London Lions?
Look, we're going to give it our best shot. You know, those guys look really impressive, but, you know, they've got to come to our place, they've got to play our style of basketball, and we're going to give it our all.
Coach, congratulations on a big win, and good luck on Sunday. We'll see you there.
Well done.
Thanks, Josh. Thanks, Azania. Thank you.
Well, now it's time for the story of the half here, and again, a wonderful victory for the Cheshire Phoenix, but Arian Rye, along with Maceo Jack, the killer combo, the 1-2 punch from Ellesmere Port, came ready to play at the end.
What a fantastic performance from Phoenix, but a wonderful game here, Josh. I really enjoyed calling this. The back and forth, the intensity, the emotion. You knew both teams wanted this win. Like Coach Ben Thomas talked about, they love coming here, and then to hand them an L at home, wonderful for them. They go 2-1. I can't talk about them enough. This is a team that people are going to have to worry about this season. Do not take them lightly.
Of course, Newcastle Eagles will be very disappointed not to win in front of their home crowd, but, you know, this kind of exemplified their defense. Arian Wright getting it with 3 seconds, going coast to coast at the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, but, you know, that's his style. I think you need to crack down and really look into scouting reports. I felt like guys got exactly what they wanted there. Will Neighbor, he's a 3-point shooter. You know, it was so good. I really can't complain about any of these teams. I think Newcastle obviously just didn't manage to get it over the line. They had tough finishes. Johnson played wonderful, and sadly somebody has to lose, and it's Newcastle at home.
Well, that was a 3-pointer that retook the lead for the Cheshire Phoenix in the second half, but again, it was costly turnover after turnover. That made it a 7-point game. The dish coming from Wright, finding Skylar White, but it was just too little too late for the Newcastle Eagles.
It was, you know, the time wasn't on their side. I think Austin Jr. needs to play way more. I think he needs to be on the floor. He's so quick, he's so strong. But the momentum swing really in this fourth quarter, and this really put the dagger in the necks of Newcastle as he waved, bye-bye, we're warming up the bus and going back to Ellesmere Port.
Well, here's a look at the league standings. The London Lions, the only remaining team that's unbeatable so far here in the British Basketball League. But Cheshire Phoenix victory, that moves them into second place. And the best part about it, those two teams will meet each other on Sunday. Plymouth City Patriots, along with the Surrey Scorchers, the only team still winless so far here in the British Basketball League.
Yeah, they're struggling. Obviously, just lost to Manchester tonight. Played a great game. And then Surrey's only played one game this season. They had a week off.
Well, some of the other games tomorrow, the Scorchers will be hosting the Sheffield Sharks. Bristol Flyers will be hosting Leicester Riders. Plymouth City Patriots still looking for their first victory as they will host Sheffield on Sunday. But of course, the final game of the weekend will be the Cheshire Knicks, who won tonight as they host the mighty London Lions, the only unbeatable team here in the British Basketball League. Well, British Basketball League fans, we thank you for joining us. I'm Josh Bett. She is Queen Azania Stewart. We thank you for joining us here tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow and Sunday for more games here in the British Basketball League.
Good night.